Hello everyone. So today I'm presenting our Red Brand Canner's supply chain optimization dashboard. So over here, we have our case is basically made on a conflict between two companies uh, in the same supply chain. Red Brand Canners, I'll refer that as an RBC, and Greenfield Farms, I might refer that as GF. RBC wants more grade A tomatoes because uh, the main product line that they are into. They produce three products out of the tomatoes. The one is the whole tomatoes, tomato paste, and tomato juice. Um, they requires more RBC require more grade A tomatoes because those are mainly needed for whole tomatoes, which are the most profitable product and have a very strong market demand. And on the other hand, Greenfield prefers producing more grade B tomatoes because they are cheaper to grow. And under the current contract between both companies, they get the same flat price, 18 cents per pound, regardless of which grade the tomatoes are. So basically, RBC wants the quality and GF wants the lower cost production, and the current pricing contract does not align those incentives. So what we did over here is we built a dashboard in a way to test all the possible harvest combination and identify them both. We got the best overall solution for the supply chain and the best win-win solution for both companies that they can agree to. So there are two important answers over here. The first, the best practical win-win outcome that we found from our case study is 650,000 pounds of grade A and 2.5 million pounds of grade B. And the second one is the best overall joint outcome, which is 850,000 pounds of grade A and 2.3 million of grade B. So yeah, let's move forward and I'll show you the further steps. So over here, this shows the main business problem, that what is the main business problem as I advised. So what we want to answer through this dashboard is that what harvest mix is the like best for the whole supply chain, and second, what harvest mix is actually acceptable for both firms, and how does pricing affect the result. So currently, based on the current case scenario that we have, grade A, they get 600,000 lb right now, 2.4 million of grade B, total harvest is 3 million, and the contribution out of this to the supply chain for RBC is 136,066. GF's contribution over here is 80,000. So total joint surplus for both the companies together is 216,066. So whatever solution we come up with needs to make sure that it beats these numbers, or else the one of the company might not want to be in a contract. So I'll show you the heat maps over here. So over here, each cell basically represents the one possible harvest combination. This is currently for the RBC, and it represents grade A and grade B tomatoes across the grid. We can see how profit change for RBC, for GF, and for the total supply chain. So RBC basically performs better over here as more grade A tomatoes, they make more profit. Um, but that makes sense for RBC, but might not work for Greenfield. So Greenfield's looks completely different over here. The status quo for both the company is both of them are same right now, and based like it basically shows the Greenfield's heat map shows us the opposite pattern that GF tends to do better when there is a relatively less grade A and more grade B tomatoes. So what we can confirm by this, that what helps RBC doesn't automatically help GF. So this is the joint surplus over here. We have a different perspective over here. If we ignore the conflict for a moment and just maximize the total value supply chain creates, then this is basically the best outcome that they can go through: 850,000 pounds of grade A and 2.3 million of grade B, and it generates total joint surplus of 231,750. So overall, this is an optimum system. So let me show you our binary optimization up here. So this is basically the one of the most important tab of our programming here. We used binary mixed integer programming model. So basically, we looked at the model at the 81 possible harvest combination from the case grid, and it chooses exactly one from that. So each cell is treated as a possible decision, and optimizer selects the best one depending on the objective we choose. So that means that we can test different business questions like what is best for RBC alone, what is best for GF, what is the total joint surplus, and what is the win win outcome for both of them. So I'll show you the first test case over here. This is the price stays the flat price. We will change it to the joint surplus, and we'll turn on the win-win constraint over here. If we run this, we get the model that it says that 650,000 lbs for the grade A. Optimal for the grade B is 2.5 million, and what will be the RBC's contribution increase after that, and what will be greenfield contribution increase, and what is the total joint surplus. So basically, this is something that is feasible for both the companies. It is better off than the current status quo. This is kind of a practical recommendation, and this is something that is already on the negotiation table from the greenfield side and to the RBC right now. So um, like if we turn off the win-win constraint over here and just change the price to 22 cents for the grade A and 17 cents for the grade B, and we run the model again, we get the another like the possible combination that gives more benefit to both the companies. 850,000 lbs of grade A, 2.3 million of grade B. The contribution for RBC increases by 12,384. Greenfield's contribution increases by 3,300, and the total joint surplus uh, is 15,684 versus the status quo that we had currently. The main insight from this we can pull from the dashboard. What we changed, we kept the same price 18 to 18 and changed it after that to 22 for grade A and 17 for grade B. And we can see if there is like redistributes profit between RBC and GF, and if it creates a meaningful